Ah yes, today's video is about Lincoln Center. Been operating in Stockton, California, the county of San Joaquin since 1951 and still going strong. Most recognizable by its big, giant letter L. Welcome back for another awesome video. For this week, I'm covering the before and after and a little brief history of the Lincoln Center, which started more than 60 years ago in 1951. Let's start at the very beginning. Lincoln Center, as I mentioned earlier, began more than 60 years ago as the dream of Greenlaw Group, Roy Sims, and 4 other men of extraordinary foresight. Their vision for North Stockton included a complete planned community with homes, schools, churches, recreation, and commercial areas. The founders of Lincoln Center acquired 1,800 acres from Stockton business leader Benjamin Holt and formed a corporation called Lincoln Properties, Inc. Stock in the new corporation sold out in only 2 weeks. More than 700 homes had been constructed by the end of 1951, followed by the opening of Lincoln Center. The center opened with only 25,000 square feet that housed only 16 neighborhood stores. This little pamphlet right here is actually pretty cool. It shows you where everything is in the Lincoln Center, as well as this directory right here, right behind me, and gives a little brief history lesson on the back. It's actually pretty cool because they're marked like if it was an old-fashioned little town. Tells you what kind of a store it is. And then on the outside, it doesn't have the name of the store as you're walking by, it just tells you what kind of store. And on the outside, you got the actual name of the store. It's pretty cool. Like over here, they have, it says cigars, letting you know that this is a cigar store. Over here is fresh juices and bowls. The actual name is on the outside of the building. Present day Lincoln Center is actually pretty different from when it started back in 1951. It's still marked with a big L right behind me. And it sits on both sides of Ben Holt. This is the first side. Then on the other side, over by Pacific Avenue, it continues on that side. It sits on 35 acres of land, and it has about 90 or more businesses this day. If you just look at Google Maps in its current day, how it sits right here on 2 lots. Ben Holt goes right in the middle, and Pacific Avenue stretches alongside both properties. One of my favorite pieces is this big giant gold Lincoln Center plaque. At night, they have these lights that illuminates the plaque. And if you look closely, it says Property of Lincoln Center. And they even have one across the street, right over there. As I mentioned earlier about both properties stretching both sides of Ben Holt, right behind me is the other side right there. This is Ben Holt right here. And then this is the side right here that I'm currently standing on. You can see Safeway's right there, right behind me. Coming up on one of my favorite parts of the whole Lincoln Center. It's this little area right over here. Looks like a little town. It's a little resting area. And one of my favorite pieces of the whole area. They even have a plaque commemorating the founders of Lincoln Center, along with this cool little water fountain that they got going on right here. They even have a little kids area for little kids to play in, but there was kids playing over there and I didn't want to be disrespectful filming someone else's kids. Maybe next time if no kids is over there. So this brings us to the first place that I'm going to be talking about is right here, right behind me, Pedestos. If you can see, they established in 1970, so they've been here for quite some time. And they're a cross between a deli and a grocery store. Such a great view of the store right here with that American flag just flowing in the wind. And a little glaring from the sun. Not exactly the same view as I was hoping for. If you can see by this old picture, it said Lincoln Center right above the building. Now I'm undecided. It don't look like the same building as it currently sits now. Used to be a store called Black's. Later on, Gaines took over this store and is now home, as of 1970, Pedestos. If you can see this aerial view of when it was Black's, it's kind of similar looking on how it looks now. Here's a Google Maps version of the current day Pedestos. If you can see at this angle is a similar view of when it was Gaines. Quite a bit of remodeling has been done to this building over the years. Looks completely different now. And I lived in Stockton most of my life since I was 5, and I've never been inside of Pedestos. And I am aiming to change that, hopefully this year in 2019. Now my next stop is Nothing Bundt Cakes. So Nothing Bundt Cakes used to be, not too long ago as well, used to be Legacy's antique store. Nothing much changed about this building right here. This building looks exactly the same, except the only thing that's different is it's a different store with a different logo. This next spot is currently Nectar Juice Bar, formerly known as Fat City Brew, also Yogurt My Way, and before then, Ocean Avenue Bed and Bath. So this restaurant must be pretty new. I never heard of it. It's called Nectar Juice Bar. Here's an older picture when it was Fat City. It's right next to a tobacco store. The next picture, I've been here several times. They had pretty good yogurt. Yogurt My Way. I was sad to see them go. Pretty good yogurt they had. And here's an older one right here. Kind of a closer, different angle. Ocean Avenue Bed and Bath. Now this one's going back a while. Used to be Former Joe's. Then it was Carmen's Restaurant and The Reef. I may be a little young to remember The Reef, but sure is a classic. Our next spot, the Market Tavern. So here's what the Market Tavern looks like current day. Not sure exactly what it is. By the name, I'm thinking it's a restaurant. Here's an old image of it when it was the Reef. I couldn't find any images when it was Joe's or Carmen's Restaurant. Here's some construction when it was becoming the Market Tavern. Just a fence up and a banner. And here's when they were getting close to being done at the same exact angle that I'm currently standing right now. So walking right by it right now, looks like it's a little restaurant and a grocery store. Can't really see nothing through that angle. Here's the restaurant portion. I just walked by the grocery store portion, but there it is. Our next stop, Theodora. Now correct me if I'm wrong, it was the former Birkenstocks. If I said it right, that name is a little bit difficult to say. So if you look at current day Theodora, which is a ladies' department store or boutique, it looks quite different from when it was Birkenstock. Here's an old image from Birkenstock. You can see there was no entrance over here and it had 3 windows. Looks pretty different present day. Just walking past Theodora right now and this caught my eye. It's a plaque commemorating Benjamin Holt, who lived in Stockton. Was born in 1849, died in 1920, and he was an inventor, if you've heard of Holt of California. And his company later on turned into Caterpillar Tractor. The next stop is Fleet Feet Sports Store, former Nutcracker Sweets Bear Factory. If you can see from the current state of the store, the facade didn't change too much, but it did change a little bit. They replaced, if you look at this old photo of when it was the Bear Factory, the door is different, and the glass, the windows is different, and it's a different color. And if you look at the Fleet Feet now, current day, looks totally different. Not much has changed, but they did some extensive remodeling, switched out those glass windows and put double doors. Used to have a single door on there. And if you look at this old photo one last time, used to be yellow with a red door, and now the current day is completely white. Talking about a complete remodel. The next stop is right down the hallway over here, Tio Pepe's, which is the former Werlo's. The current Tio Pepe's used to be Werlo's. If you look at this old photo right here, they left the doors and the windows the same, but they did an extensive remodeling on the facade, changed it from white with a khaki looking door. The door still looks like it's the same color today, but it has a brown facade. We still do have a Werlo's today on the Miracle Mile. The next stop is this little outlet right here, right behind me, is currently McCalloo's. if I said that right. Former Campbell's. Not much has changed on this store, except for the logo. If you look at current day, McCalloo's. Then look at this old image I found online, Campbell's. Not much of a difference. Well, I can see one difference right there, right by the directory. If you look at where my finger is at, that's the directory right here. Used to be a parking. If you look in the old photo, there's a red car parked right there. Can't park there anymore. Current day is now a sidewalk been all filled in. This next location is the former Dutch Pride Dairy. Currently, Silveria's, flowers, and gifts. So if you see this old picture of Dutch Pride Dairy, it's a complete different building. They ended up demolishing this building. If you look at current day, minus all the cars driving by, you can see it's a complete different building. From a different angle, this is what the current building looks like today. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's like stepping back in a time machine. That's what I love about this old history. It's like I'm taking a trip back in time. Our next stop is Ben Mackey Fitness. It is the former Fitness 360 and former CR Porter Annex. So looking at this same view of Ben Mackey Fitness, let's take a look back. Not much of a difference. Building's the same color. The shrubbery is in the same spot as current day, a Fitness 360. It's pretty much like the same store, just different ownership, different name. Now here's current day, that same shrubbery is in the same spot. Same color of the building as well. Looking at Ben Mackey Fitness from another angle, at the same angle as CR Porter Annex. I'm not sure exactly what CR Porter Annex used to be, but if you can see at this angle, the building looks completely different from this angle as it does in the current state. You can see right there the double doors, and in this older picture when it was CR Porter, there's the same doors, but now if you look in current day, see all of this right here, looks like it used to be all the windows. If you look at it now, or if you look at the old picture, see all the windows. It's not only is it the same, or is it a different color, but they did an extensive remodeling on this building when they switched it over from it being CR Porter Annex. I'm wondering if they cut this building in half and put other businesses over here in its spot and made Ben Mackey a little bit shorter. It could have been bigger back in the day when it was CR Porter. Next location is, I'm standing right here, right across from Ben Mackey Fitness, current Squeeze Burger location, the former 856 Restaurant Lounge. So looking at the restaurant current day is Squeeze Burger. Pretty tasty restaurant. I recommend this restaurant to a lot of people. If you look at this old photo, If you see the old sign, it says 856 Restaurant Lounge. It was called 856 Restaurant Lounge only to honor its address, which is address is the same name, 856 West Benjamin Holt Drive. If you look at this old photo, quite a bit of remodeling has been done to this building right here. Look at current day. The windows is all completely different, along with the awning above the door is no longer there anymore in this current day. They even have the perfect photo opportunity. You can be a shake, burger, fries, or a strawberry shake. Our next stop is Stanton Optical, an eyeglasses place, which was formerly a bank back in the old days. Not sure exactly how long it was a bank, but it is now currently an eyeglass store. This building currently sits as it did when it was a bank. They did not demolish this building, although they did repaint the building and did some extensive remodeling to the interior of this building. If you look at this old photo right here, I believe the way that you pronounce the name is Wachovia, which was kind of like a gray building. Later on, Stanton Optical, when they first acquired this building, they left it the same color, and now it is currently this color right here. They even left the doors. They might have replaced the doors in the glass to make it more updated, to make it more new, but they did not close any parts off or extend any parts. They're exactly as they appear in that old photo that I showed you that I found online. Now the next building is directly across from Stanton Optical. Is currently a variety of places, formerly known as Rasputin. Before that, Tower Records. And way before that, the Islander. So this building, in its current state, from when it was Rasputin, they did extensive remodeling to this building. They actually cut this building all in different businesses, which is pretty cool. Here's an old photo from when it was the Islander. There's actually, this building does not currently sit where, in the exact spot where the old Rasputin building currently sits. Sits back a little bit further. Right behind it is a gas station, which is a Chevron, which the Islander sat in both lots right there. Took up both lots. Here's a different angle view of the Islander back in its heyday. You know, I've always wanted to go back in time to the Islander. I kind of wish it was still around till this day. I heard it was a great restaurant. Now I couldn't get the exact angle on this building right here. Here's what it currently looks like, and here is an old image of when it was Tower Records. It's pretty cool how they totally remodeled this place. Now looking at it from this angle right here, this is the current day of this building. And if you look at this old image, the same angle, the same view of Rasputin looks totally different. Let's switch back to current day. Right there, you used to be able to park to go into Rasputin. If you look at the old photo again, there's a car parked there. Now in current day, can't park there anymore. It is now a seating area to one of the restaurants that currently resides in the same building. Now back to this angle. In this half of the old Rasputin / Tower Records building, it's a Chase building. It's a Chase Bank. In current day, if you look back on this old image I found online, the same view when it was Rasputin. Totally different. They did a lot of remodeling on this building. Now if you look at the back side of this building, here's the Chevron Gas Station that I told you about. When the Islanders sat here, it took up part of the lot right here where the gas station's at and where the new Chase building's at. So once they took that building and moved it, they moved it to Murata, California. Then they built this building over here a little bit further back, and they had some extra land right here. Thus, Chevron Gas Station was born. The next location is former gamers, etc., a video game shop that's no longer there, but the sign is still up, but has been closed. And it used to be an old paint shop. So if you look at this building current day, really not much has changed. The awnings are the same as when it was Pete's Paint. Here's an old photo I found online. Looks exactly the same as it did when it was Pete's Paint. Dad's Hot Dogs is right next to it. So we know Dad's Hot Dogs has been here for quite some time. Here's when Gamers Etc. was open. This is another photo I found online. Pretty similar angle. Flip that. Let's flip to current day. It's currently closed. So getting a little bit of a closer look. Not sure if they are using this building or what they're using it for, but they actually placed these all on the glass. Not sure if they just left the logo up and if they're using it for something, or if it's closed and they just added this for Lincoln Center decoration. Just real quick, I wanted to capture this before I pass it. Performance Bicycle is indeed closing, and everything is half price. If you see this sign right here, it says stores closing. Over on this side, nothing held back. Entire store 40% to 60% off. This store will be missed. The last spot on the list is this nail salon right behind me. Signature Nails and Spa, the former Countrywide Home Loan Bank. So here's current day Signature Nails and Spa. If you can see, this used to be Countrywide Home Loan, used to be a bank. Here's an old image that I found online. Nothing's changed about this building, not even the color. Everything's exactly the same. The only thing is they remodeled the inside, threw a fresh coat of paint on this building, and put an updated logo on it. Now let's flip to present day. If you can see, the awnings is the exact the same, and all the mirrors is exactly the same. And they have the lights in the same exact spot. If you flip back to that image, you can see the awnings, the mirrors, and those lights. Just so you can see how far I am, there's the Lincoln Center L. Let me zoom in on it. Directly across the street from it. All lit up in all its glory. A little feel on what Lincoln Center looks like once it starts getting dark. Has some little lighting decorations around the trees. If you've seen what those trees look like at nighttime, imagine what it looks like around here around Christmas time. This next Christmas that's coming up, at the end of this year, 2019, I will go around showing you guys what Lincoln Center looks like during Christmas time. Over on this side, some more trees are lit up. And there's the big L, all lit up in all its glory. Now that there's no kids playing over here, I could show you the little kids area. It's the Lincoln Center Kids Court. Got a big giant tomato stack. We got some cherries over here. Grapes. Some asparagus. What a great way to get kids to try to eat healthy. Well, that's going to wrap up this week's adventure. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, as you will. It lets me know you guys appreciate my content and what I do. Also, hit that notification bell. It lets you know when my next adventure is released. See you guys in the next adventure.